Hey everybody, it is Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're having a great one wherever you may be in the world and whatever time it may be as you're listening to this. Okay, we have a bunch of political fallout from all of the recent news we've been covering. We're going to take a look at a whole bunch of topics, including this piece on Fortune.com. If you were curious about Donald Trump, President Trump's biggest stock market investments after he spread all kinds of FUD about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, we'll let you know what some of those are. We also have John McAfee. Speaking of U.S. presidents, at least potentially, Mr. McAfee is tweeting about Bitcoin's price dip after some negative tweets courtesy of the current president. We'll let you know what John said. We have an update here about Facebook on news.yahoo.com. Facebook should not be trusted with, quote, crazy cryptocurrency plan. That's the opinion of a lot of U.S. senators. And speaking of which, House GOP Leader Kevin McCarthy said, very candidly, I like Bitcoin. It's about as clear as you can get on the issue. And as Billy has been covering, this has been more and more of a political issue recently. We're seeing all kinds of people weighing in on it. We have some updates in the altcoin sphere about 0x. We'll let you know what those updates are and how the project is performing. Likewise with Komodo, some new stuff to report at Komodo Platform is the Twitter handle. And Ethereum, and by extension Vitalik Buterin, is in the news. We'll take a look at this piece on altcoinbuzz.io. How do you solve the scalability issue? Buterin has an answer. Article by Alicia. Let's begin, however, with a little bit of perhaps unfortunate news. Brace yourself because we've had a very rough day here in the markets. Total cryptocurrency market cap at just shy of $58 billion. That is down 12% over the course of the last day. Bitcoin has dipped below 10K. We're at $9,532 at the time of this recording. As you can see, that's down 13%. Ethereum down 14%, just teetering above $200. Many projects down in the double digits, unfortunately, percentage-wise. It's been a very, very bloody day, a very violent day for cryptocurrency. Let us know in the comments below if you feel this is directly correlated to the president's tweets. Is this more a function of the FUD that's been spread? Is this more a function of what now has been proven to be the false alarm regarding all of the tether that was alleged to be accidentally printed? Is it just a perfect storm of a lot of different issues that are surfacing? Let us know your thoughts and your hypotheses as to what has caused this most recent flash crash. It has been very abrupt and very violent. Moving on, however, to Fortune.com, and this is just kind of tangentially related to what we've been discussing lately, but of course the president came out the other day and he had some negative things to say about Bitcoin and about cryptocurrency. He's also been hinting at the fact that we may be in store for a recession or a retracement in terms of the traditional stock market. So if you're at all interested in what Donald Trump carries as far as his stock portfolio goes, we'll just kind of discuss this article briefly, but he's got some similar investment patterns to the more traditional investors, such as those at Berkshire Hathaway. I'm talking, of course, about Mr. Warren Buffett. So he's not exactly on the cutting edge of things, with maybe one or two exceptions, and we'll get to those in just a second. But if you take a look at his stocks, he's pretty well diversified, and he certainly does not reflect a lot of progressive, forward-thinking, blockchain sector type of organizations. So he's got Google at the top of his list, going down Caterpillar at number 13, Phillips 66, which is an oil refinery company of some sort, as is my understanding, Celgene, Gilead Sciences, Visa, General Electric, Johnson & Johnson, Nike, McKesson at number 4, JP Morgan Chase, PepsiCo at number 2, and a couple of tech companies to round things off at the top of the list, Microsoft and Apple. So this article points out that, like Warren Buffett, President Trump put most of his money into the so-called value stocks, which tend to do better when the market drops than other companies, so perhaps bracing for some kind of a shakeup. For example, the average price to earnings ratio of Trump's top 5 holdings was 16.4 based on what those companies are expected to earn this year. That's less than the average stock in the S&P 500, which has a PE multiple of 18. Speaking of presidents and potential presidents, let's discuss John McAfee's latest quip here. So he tweeted on the 16th of July, Bitcoin's price dipped after Trump's negative tweet, proof that few in the investment community understand even the basic principles of crypto. The existing power structure is powerless to influence crypto, which is a mathematical system operating outside of power itself. I think in the short term, it's inarguable that yes, we've taken a hit. Is it directly correlated to some of the political focus that's been put on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? Perhaps. I think it is related to a certain extent, but over the long term, this is just getting people talking about it. It's just putting it under the spotlight, even if that spotlight is negative in terms of its tone right now. I think over the long term, it's just going to expose more and more people to the space. That's kind of my opinion. Obviously a short-term loss and a major one, but I agree with John McAfee. There's nothing that anybody can really do, power structure or otherwise, to influence things. It's defined. It's not open to interpretation. It's not susceptible to lobbyists or influence in one form or another. So I'm not always a fan of what John McAfee has to say, but in this case, I completely agree with him. Let us know what you think about what he had to say in the comments below. And here on news.yahoo.com, Facebook should not be trusted with crazy cryptocurrency plan. That's the opinion of a lot of U.S. senators. So, of course, Democratic and Republican lawmakers said on Tuesday that Facebook's track record of what they described as untrustworthiness should stand in the way of it launching a digital currency, labeling the path, quote, delusional and crazy at a Senate hearing. Facebook is fighting to get Washington on side after it shocked regulators and lawmakers with its announcement on June 18th that it was hoping to launch a cryptocurrency called Libra in 2020. Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown, the ranking member of the Senate Banking Committee, said in his opening remarks, quote, Facebook has demonstrated through scandal after scandal that it doesn't deserve our trust. We'd be crazy to give them a chance to let them experiment with people's bank accounts. Firing back, however, was David Marcus, the company's top executive overseeing the Libra project. He testified on issues ranging from how Libra could affect global monetary policy to how customer data will be handled. He received a frosty welcome from Democratic lawmakers and several Republicans who shared many of the same concerns. I don't trust you guys, said Republican Senator Martha McSally. Quote, instead of cleaning up your house, you are launching into a new business model. As you guys know, I'm not particularly fond of the Libra project. I've stated my opinion on the issue in the past. First of all, I don't think it's cryptocurrency by any definition or by any measure. Some of you may disagree with that, but it's certainly not decentralized. It's very top-down. It's very authority-driven. And add to that the fact that I do agree with some of these senators, some of these politicians. I don't think Facebook has warranted our trust in any form. I think they've done a lot to tarnish their reputation, and I feel they've been time and time again horrible stewards of their customers' data. Maybe I'm jaded, maybe that's just my subjective bias, but that's kind of how I feel about the issue. Let me know if you guys disagree. Here on altcoinbuzz.io, Luke is writing about the same issue. House GOP Leader Kevin McCarthy, quote, I like Bitcoin. U.S. House Representative Kevin McCarthy said that he likes Bitcoin because of its decentralized nature and security. So switching gears from the Libra project specifically to politicians talking about cryptocurrency, talking about Bitcoin, more and more it seems to be a topic that, as we've been discussing, may be a central theme in the 2020 presidential election. So again, Kevin McCarthy, House Minority Leader, said specifically the following, quote, I like Bitcoin and the security of the blockchain ledger technology behind cryptocurrencies. But he also criticized Facebook's Libra project for being the exact opposite of Bitcoin and what the cryptocurrency is trying to achieve. Quote, when I'm on Facebook, I'm not the customer, I'm the product. Facebook is free because they sell your data to make money. Now they want to get into the business, and they're not Bitcoin. In this Libra, they're not decentralized. I want to see decentralization because Libra concerns me that they're going to control the market. And of course, we got the usual spiel about how Bitcoin is not exactly as mature as it ought to be. It's a safe haven for criminals. It's used in money laundering, yada, yada, yada. The same story over and over and over again. Let me tell you, the most popular form of currency among criminals, among money launderers, among human and drug traffickers is, you guessed it, the US dollar is cash. It's untraceable. It's far and away the favorite of all the degenerates and all the criminals out there in the world. Believe me. But you can check out the full interview that House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy gave. It's linked in our article right here. Okay, time now for some altcoin updates. We're looking at development update number 20. This is back from June, but was published on the 12th of July. We're talking, of course, about 0x. So 0x version 3.0. The protocol team here at 0x has been hard at work implementing a number of ZEIPs that are going to be bundled and rolled out as part of our proposed OX v3.0 release later this year. Listed below is a sampling of new features to come. You're going to get, among other things, staking contracts initial version, a new matching strategy that allows a spread to be taken in terms of both assets of a trade, a new matching strategy which allows an arbitrary number of orders containing the same asset pairs to be atomically matched together, support for signatures that utilize ERC1271, and the static call proxy, which is a new asset proxy for validating an order bundle during settlement through an arbitrary read-only callback. For more information about other updates, including the mesh updates and launch kit updates, check out the rest of this article on blog.0xproject.com. You can also check out how to launch a DEX, a decentralized exchange, in minutes by virtue of this link that is embedded in the piece. 0x has not responded favorably to some of these updates, but of course you can't blame it. It is going down, unfortunately, with all the other projects today. It is a bloody sea out there, members of the altcoin Buzz Army. Hey, my portfolio is feeling it, as is yours, I'm sure. I hope you're not too discouraged. If you're like me, then you're looking at opportunities to scoop up projects and altcoins on the cheap. Not financial advice, of course, but that's my sentiment today. Trying to look at it in terms of a silver lining here. What can you do? It's a rough one out there, though. I feel you guys. An update now from @Komodo platform. Today is one of the most exciting days in Komodo's history. Number one, our new logo and our new messaging are live on komodoplatform.com. Check it out. And number two, the Komodo blockchain and all smart chains have been successfully updated at block 1444000. For more information, check out komodoplatform.com, which you can link to via this tweet. And finally for today on altcoinbuzz.io, do you stay up at night wondering about how to solve the scalability issue? Well, good news. Vitalik Buterin of the Ethereum project has an answer. Article here from Lycia. Vitalik Buterin has come up with a new solution to tackle Ethereum's scalability problem, but of course, not everyone seems to support it. You may have heard about this by now. It's a bit of a controversial issue in the news. So as Lycia describes, there is this issue of scalability. It's a problem that Ethereum has encountered. Compared to its competitor Ripple, for example, it can purportedly handle as few as 15 transactions per second. By comparison, Ripple goes up to about 1,500 transactions per second. So that's 2 orders of magnitude higher, 100 times higher. The big question is, therefore, how does one address this issue? Well, in a new post made on the Ethereum research site, Buterin argued that Bitcoin Cash could help to do it. He outlined some of the advantages that the Bitcoin Cash network has to offer. They include high data throughput, very low fees, availability of the machinery, quote, we need to verify Bitcoin Cash blocks inside of Ethereum. And as you can imagine, some are quite unhappy about this. The crypto community did not react too well to Buterin's proposal. Federico Tenga, who describes himself on Twitter as, quote, just doing my part to make the world a cypherpunk dystopia, for example, does not think highly of the initiative. He believes that a potential collaboration spells trouble for Ethereum, and the tweet reads, lovely, Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash helping each other to collapse faster. At Not Grubles on the 14th of July, tweeted Buterin proposes using Bcash to offload usage because Ethereum can't scale and no one uses Bcash. Hilarious. And then you had the CEO and co-founder of blockchain consulting firm Cadillaxy, Francis Pouillot, and he had more to say on the subject. To begin with, he called Ethereum an S-coin. Arthur Hayes would definitely support this one, and qualified the attempt to partner with Bitcoin Cash as a failure. Well, the way I look at it, guys, and I'm not the most technically minded in the world, but if you're going to crap on one proposal, be sure you have another one to offer. So at the end of the day, Ethereum does have this scalability issue that it has to tackle. If it's being outperformed, again, to the tune of orders, plural, of magnitude, in the case of Ripple and other projects, what's it going to do to catch up? What's it going to do to address this problem? Perhaps you are technically minded. If that's the case, sound off in the comments below. Let us know what you would do to solve this issue? Would you resort to Bitcoin Cash? Is that a bad idea? If so, why? Why not? Let us know your opinions, guys, and let your voice be heard. But that about rounds it out for the news today. Do be sure you are following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into our website, altcoinbuzz.io, for all the latest. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications. Best of luck if you choose to invest. Not financial advice, but it may be a good time to scoop up some deals on the cheap. Again, not financial advice. However, if that is what you choose to do, I do wish you well. Most importantly, though, have a good one out there. Good morning, good evening, good day, good afternoon, whatever it may be. And we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.